This is really going to be an absolutely phenomenal webinar. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So I hope that everybody did wear your Huggies. I hope that everybody wore their Huggies because it's not really too often that somebody goes ahead and can really go ahead and expose and give you the map. You guys are getting the map of a $3 million business, something that is going to net me almost $400,000 just in January alone. Is that cool or is that cool? I'm pretty sure that's cool. So, guys, I got on the line Josh Cantwell. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He's a mentor of mine as well. But he is like scary, scary smart. So he is scary, scary smart. But I can also go ahead and tell you that he is scary, scary ugly. He is ugly as can be. If you guys have never seen a picture of him, Google him because I can tell you he will scare a vampire.
Pretty good looking fella.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So, guys, people are packing on the lines right now, and the reason I wanted to go ahead and bring Josh on this call is because we do a lot of masterminding together, and that's really what this call is going to be all about is really masterminding and kind of me showing you what I've been doing in my business to go ahead and just make really just an embarrassing amount of money, and then what Josh is doing as well. And me and him are going to kind of go back and forth to see if he can add any value to my business. And then I'm going to see if I can add any value to his business as well. And that's exactly kind of what a mastermind is. So, Josh, do you kind of want to explain to everybody on the line, what your definition of a real mastermind would be in case somebody does not know?
Yeah, sure. So I've been involved in 4 or 5 different masterminds that I've actually paid for.
How much did you pay? How much did you pay?
Anywhere between $15,000 a year to $24,000 per year per mastermind. Yeah, so I've invested. I think there's 5. So right around about $100,000 over the last several years. I've invested to be in different masterminds. Some of them were specific to, let's say, short sales. Some of them were specific to owning a brokerage program, a brokerage model. Some of them were specific to internet marketing. Some of them were for information marketers and information publishers. So I've been involved in multiple different masterminds. And I've also hosted my own masterminds and still host my own mastermind today. And, we charge $24,000 a year for that. And the definition, what I kind of define a mastermind is when you get a bunch of smart people in a room together on a consistent basis who are, first of all, open and honest in sharing their information. And they're comfortable really sort of laying all the cards on the table so that they will allow their friends who they trust to give them honest feedback and help them build their business. A mastermind is not for people with a scarcity mentality. Masterminds are for people who have an abundance mentality that feel like, hey, I have a bunch of good ideas and I want to share those with everyone in the group. And I hope that at the same time they have a bunch of good ideas and they'll share their best information with me, and sort of the success tide will rise all of our boats. Right, will rise all of our boats, and that's my loose definition of a mastermind, and I absolutely love them, and it's critical to being successful.
I agree 1,000%, and Josh, I can't tell you what a mastermind. Actually, I'll tell you exactly what a mastermind. I've been in a couple as well. Paying thousands and thousands of dollars for these things, and I can tell you, and actually, there's people on the line, Lee Bryant, who's in a mastermind of mine, or not of mine, but me and him mastermind together. Then I also have my own mastermind as well. But I've literally added a zero. I have added a zero to my income, basically just from masterminding, sharing the best ideas with people, sharing my best ideas with people that are smarter than me, so that it will give me more ideas to go ahead and keep on growing and growing and growing, so that my business can run without me. And that's what this is all about, guys. This is what this whole call is all about. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and, with your permission, can I go ahead and start this webinar? You guys know that in my webinars, I love interaction. I cannot stand to just sit here and talk to this computer screen, and I definitely don't want to sit here and talk to Mr. Cantwell all day because he's just ugly as can be. So can I go ahead and start this mastermind, start rocking it out, and show you how in the hell you can make $500,000 in 2 months. What does that look like? And that's exactly what I'm here to do. All right, some people are ready to learn, waiting to bring it on, ready to rock the boat. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's do it. Hell yes. Georgie Duran, what is up? What is going on? Down there in Orlando, Florida. Hell yeah, go. I'm going to rock it, guys. I am absolutely going to rock it. So guys, when my business really took off, this is the whole cold hard truth of this. I struggled a lot early on. And the whole reason, looking back on why I really struggled and why I did not make any money for the first 7 years that I was in business. I'm 29 years old. Josh is like 60. Okay? Just kidding. He's like, how old are you, 36?
36, my friend. Yep.
36. So the reason that I struggled so much early on and really didn't make a dime, for the first, 7 years of my business, why I didn't make so much money at all was very, very simple. Okay, it's because whenever I made, I was basically winging it, guys. I was basically winging it. I didn't have a detailed plan in order to go ahead and get to my goals. And many people that have done 2-on-1s with me or really know my story, they would know that I went through a really, really bad breakup. It was a really bad breakup, and it just absolutely devastated me. And then I really started figuring out systems, and then that's when my business really exploded. But during that whole time, guys, I actually got involved with a 90-day body challenge, okay? So check this out, guys. And I'm just going to tell you this for a reason. So when I first started this body challenge, I was 18% body fat, and then when I ended this in 90 days, I was right around 7% body fat. Okay, so I was right around 7% body fat. Now, why do I tell you that? Why do I tell you and show you this right here? Guys, not only whenever I went through and I did this 90-day body challenge, I learned an extreme lesson that really taught me a lot of stuff, not just in my life, in my actual life, my personal life, but in my business life as well. And the only reason that I went from, and I wasn't fat. Anybody on the screen calls me fat, and anybody on the left calls me fat. You guys can just.
It's a little doughy. It's a little doughy on the left.
Hey man, I was pushing out. Come on. So, I was actually sucking in. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to anybody. You can't bullshit, right? But anyways, guys, one thing that I really, really learned, okay, during this whole thing was that in order to go ahead and hit your goal, so I had a goal to go ahead and get a six-pack. That's what my goal was. And in order to go ahead and actually hit your goals, you have to have a roadmap. You have to have a plan. And that's when I really started making a shit ton of money. And it's because I had a plan and a detailed plan, which is why we're on this call, because I'm going to give you my plan so that you guys can start duplicating this. You guys can go ahead and start doing this in your own business to make a ton of money. Guys, it is the new year right now. It is the new year. People are making all these New Year's resolutions. I went to the gym last night, and it's like double what is normally there. People have all these new goals, but I hate to tell you, here in about 15 days, they're going to be done. They're done with this. But how in the world do I stay so consistent in my life and in my business life is because I have a written plan. I have a written plan, and that's why we are here today. So I took the same approach right here. I took the same exact approach, and I went ahead and I moved that into my business life. Okay, so I moved that into my business life. I've even had some people call me a lard ass on this. Can you see these comments, dude? Steve called me a lard ass. Are you kidding me? That Pillsbury boy, come on, this is a crowd. This is a crowd. Come on, guys, I'm steel now. I'm absolutely steel now. So come on, you can't be fooling with me too much. So guys, I've been sending you guys emails. Okay, I've been sending you guys a lot of emails, and I did everything to go ahead and get you on this line because it's going to be absolutely mind-boggling, and it's going to be life-changing, okay? And the reason I went ahead and did this, wanted to go ahead and do this webinar with you guys is because I've made an embarrassing amount of money the past 2 months, okay? And me and Josh were in Vegas at a mastermind. When was that? November 4th?
Yeah, early November, yep.
And I remember telling everybody in that group, because I was getting ready to fly to Maui, Hawaii, okay, for the entire winter. Okay, I flew to Maui, Hawaii, and I remember telling every single person in that group, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 30 people there, 30-ish people there, somewhere around there. And I remember telling everybody in that group that while I'm gone in Maui, Hawaii, all of my businesses will still run, but I will make more money while I'm in Maui than what I would have if I was in Ohio. And damn it, I did. And I did it in a really big way. But how did I go ahead and do that? How did I go ahead and do that was because I had a map. I had a map to go ahead and follow. And that's what it was all about. So guys, in the month of November, December, how did I make this almost $500,000? How did I do that? Because it almost seems like that's just like, no way you can even go ahead and do that. But I had a map, and I did. Okay? Guys, I flipped 19 homes. You guys know that I do a lot of HUD homes. I do a lot of HUD homes, and I flipped 19 homes during that 2-month span. Okay, I averaged $8,859.39 per one of those homes. So if you take that 19 times that $8,000 figure, it's $168,000 in profit that I made just flipping homes. Okay, just flipping homes, that's exactly the profit that I went ahead and made. My brokerage, I also have a real estate brokerage as well. That real estate brokerage is very, very geared towards buyers. I literally control the buyers in our area. I literally control all the buyers in our area, and I can tell you that I have a list of about 18,000 buyers. Okay, it's about 18,000 buyers, and I'm going to show you my map on kind of how we do that and how I keep growing that. But whenever you have that many buyers on your list, it makes selling homes very, very easy. It really does. It makes it just very, very easy. And our brokerage in 2 of the worst months, okay, so 2 of the worst months, November and December, to sell as a brokerage, we still ended up selling 14 homes, and we profited $50,792 from that. Well, guys, I got so good at flipping homes, and guys, I learned all this stuff, flipping homes, brokers, and all this stuff from Josh. That's why he's on this line, because we are masterminding together to kind of, see what we can go ahead and do. If he can go ahead and improve on me, and if I can improve on him. But I got so good at flipping homes. And I got so good at building a buyer's list. I got so good at raising money. I got so good at, selling properties from the brokerage. I got so good at that, I started teaching people how to do that as well. So last month in coaching, we ended up making $256,000, $180, $256,180.24 just in coaching alone. Okay. Then I also went ahead and did some 2-on-1s as well, and I ended up getting $16,000 off of that. And if you go ahead and you total up every bit of that, okay, if you total up every single bit of that, I ended up making $491,300.75 in 2 months. In 2 months, almost $500,000. That's almost like hitting the lottery every single month. And that's what I went ahead and did. But how did I go ahead and get to that? How in the world did I go ahead and get to that? Because it was not luck. That was not luck. You do not make, Josh, do you make $500,000 in 2 months and it's just pure luck? Unless you play the lottery?
Oh, it's never luck, man. Usually making $1 is never luck. It's usually strategically planned out from the beginning, and especially when you're talking about a mid 6-figure pushing up in closer to 7 figures. The only way that happens is with a plan that's executed and then that's revisited to make sure that the plan is working, because even the best laid plans sometimes don't work, and then they need to be optimized. Okay, they need to be optimized, and that's when I think where a lot of people fall apart when they make plans and when they put together New Year's resolutions and they want to build a new company, or they want to build a real estate business or an information publishing business or an internet company. They make these plans and then they realize a month in or 6 weeks in, 2 weeks in, things aren't working as planned. Well, that's to be expected. That's how it goes. Is that it doesn't always work exactly as planned. So you need to kind of regroup, figure out what you learn, what is working and what isn't, and then optimize the things that are working. Okay? What most people do John, at the optimization stage, instead of optimizing, they give up.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're that close to having a successful company or making a big breakthrough in their life. It could be quitting smoking or losing weight or getting fit, or it could be building a company. And so many people, they realize, man, it's maybe not as easy as they thought, or the plan they put in place isn't quite working. And now it's the opportunity to regroup and to optimize their business and really focus on what's working. Unfortunately, for most people, when they see just a small hint of failure, they quit. They quit. Okay?
Have you ever read the book 3 Feet from Gold? Have you ever read that?
I have. Yes, I have. It's a fantastic book.
Yeah, it talks exactly like that. And I went through the same thing, and I can't tell you how many times I just wanted to quit. I just wanted to go ahead and quit my business, and there's just nothing that would go ahead and get in my way. And I just wanted to quit because it was tough. It was hard. Oh my gosh, I had to do something. But you know what? It's the reward is so much bigger. So much bigger. I mean, and you just never quit. Never quit. And that's just the way it is, man. And that was a hell of a job, Mr. Campbell. Dude.
Yeah. Here's one other thing I would add that for everybody, if they're taking notes, they should write down is that when most people create a plan and then work the plan, and if something doesn't work, unfortunately, what they do is they go start something totally new. Like people will bounce from real estate to internet marketing to multi-level marketing, and then they're going to get into weight loss, and they bounce around from one thing to the next. And we affectionately call it shiny object syndrome. Well, instead of bouncing from one thing to the next, you just need to, first of all, be okay with the fact that things aren't going to always go as planned. But number two, realize that you don't have to be great at a lot of different things to make a lot of money. Look at Apple Computer. What do? They make Macs, they make iPhones, they make iPads, they make iPods, and they have iTunes. They do 5 things, right? And they do them really well. They don't, like GE, the company GE would be the exact opposite, where GE, they make light bulbs, but they also make supercomputers, and they make jet engines, and they make TV shows, and they do a little bit of everything. Well, that's very, very unusual for someone to be very successful and make the kind of money, John, that you're talking about making when they're spread very thin. Okay? So it's really just about usually doing 1 or 2 things successfully, and then once those are optimized and the plan is working, and it's optimized some more, then bolting on the 3rd thing, then optimizing that, then bolting on the 4th thing. So the one thing I want to just sort of caution everybody about as John and I jump into this next mind map and his goals for 2013 in January is that, the brokerage, investing, buyers on fire, the king of systems, 2-on-1s, online mastermind, etc. You don't do all of those out of the gate and do them all from the start. John got really good at his brokerage, and then he bolted on buyers on fire, and then he bolted on investing, and then he became the king of systems. And then people wanted to know his information, so he has these 2-on-1s that we do. And so you add things on over time. You don't start doing all 6 at once. Huge mistake. So I want to caution everybody right now as we go through this, and because their eyes are going to be wide open. They're going to be, I think, blown away, John, by your business and about some of the things we talk about. But it's impossible to do this all at once. This is something John has built over the last several years, and he's bolted on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing as the previous things were optimized. That's a huge, huge deal in business.
Yep, and one thing that I recently came about was I was going to buy a mortgage brokerage. Okay, so I was going to buy a mortgage brokerage to kind of help out with what I'm getting ready to do. With our actual brokerage, and I said no, we cannot go ahead and do it. It wasn't about the money by any means. It was just about exactly what Josh was talking about. There's no way that I need to go ahead and get my ass into a mortgage brokerage business when I don't know it, for one, and I need to be focusing in and really automating a lot more of other stuff that I'm getting ready to show you, which I've done a pretty damn good job at, but I'm just not ready yet. Maybe I will be here in a year, but I'm not ready yet. So let's dig into it, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. So guys, I have what I do every single month. Every single month. Typically on the weekends, right before the first, is I will go through and I will make a mind map. And this mind map, taking you back to my 90-day body challenge. Guys, the only way that I was able to go ahead and hit this was because I had a map. I had a map, and then I was able to go ahead and hit that map. I was able to go ahead and hit my goals. I was getting my body fat tested, and I was able to go ahead and hit my goals. You take the same exact approach, and you go ahead and do that strictly for business as well. You got to go ahead and have a map to go ahead and follow in order to go ahead and hit your goals. It's just that simple. If you have no map, you're going to do exactly what I did for the first 7 years of my business, and you wing it. Okay? When you wing it, you don't make any effing money. It's just that simple. Okay? It's just that simple. When you wing it, you make no money. Write that down. Tattoo it on your forehead. Do whatever you have to do because you cannot wing it. You can never wing it. You have to have a devised plan in order to go ahead and hit your goals. And that's why I go ahead and I create a mind map each and every single month in order to go ahead and make this just absolutely embarrassing. So I've already got people going ahead and saying, where's this mind map at and everything. I'm going to give a link to this mind map so that you can have this, as your roadmap as well. And, you can go ahead and rip this off just like you want. And because this stuff works. This stuff absolutely works. So guys, I have a goal in 2000. Is everybody clear on that first? That you need to have a map. You need to have a map. And you need to go ahead and really draw out that map in order to go ahead and hit your goals. Is everybody clear on that? And stop winging it. So you never want to wing it. Yes. Yep. Very true. Yep. You bet. Yeah. Yes. One of my weakest areas, Tom Bushman. Clear on the map. Yep. All right. We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to rock and roll. So guys, in January 2013, obviously in this month, I have a goal to make $388,200. Now that's obviously a weird figure, okay? That's a weird figure. So I kind of worked this thing a little bit backwards, okay? So I worked it a little bit backwards. So what I end up doing is I end up creating my actual mind map of what I'm going to be making in every single one of these companies, and I'll put my number right there. So I work it a little bit backwards, but I still do have a goal in my mind of how I'm going to go ahead and make, how much money I want to go ahead and make. And the first business that I have, and I can just forewarn every single person on the line, is that whenever I start opening this stuff up, is when all hell is going to break loose, because it gets massive. If you're going to make $388,000 in just 1 month, you're not going to do it by one line. So here's one approach that we are going to go ahead and use just for our brokerage in order to go ahead and make $87,500. This is how we're going to go ahead and do it. This is our map. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to walk you through this map and tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing so that you can just rip this stuff off, steal it, duplicate it right in your own market so that you can have the same success that I have. And that's why I decided to go ahead and give this map to every single person on the line that wants it so that you can have it. Okay, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So in our real estate brokerage, guys, it obviously starts with buyer leads. You need buyer leads. If you have no leads, you have nothing. You absolutely have nothing. So this is the cool thing about masterminding, is that you find out about a lot of things way sooner than what the actual public does. Okay, so I hate to tell everybody, but everybody that bought the HUD wholesaling course off me and whatnot, I hate to tell you guys, but you got that about a year too late, because I showed it with my mastermind buddies about a year ago. Lee Bryant, he's actually on this line right now, and he knew about us about a year ago, and I did not release it until a few months ago. Okay, but he knew about that, and that's why this is really cool. But it starts with buyer leads. So what are we doing? What is our goals? How in the world are we going to go ahead and bring in 2,000 buyer leads in for our brokerage? How are we going to go ahead and do that? Guys, one thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do Google pay-per-click. Okay, so guys, if you would, go ahead and keep all questions till the end. Okay, keep all of your questions till the end, because I do have a lot to go through. It's probably gonna go for about another hour and a half, to be honest with you. And if you got a problem with that, then I guess you just don't like to make money and you don't want to know all this stuff. But it's probably gonna go that long. So Google pay-per-click. That is one thing that we're going to go ahead and do, where we are targeting Google Ads. Okay, so every time somebody types into something like real estate Dayton, Ohio, I'm going to pop up, and I'm paying for that traffic. Okay, one thing that I'm doing very, very differently that a lot of people are not doing is I am actually going through. I'm copying this right now. I'm going through and I'm developing a very sneaky way to go ahead and bring in buyer leads. So everybody else does it by these squeeze pages and this and that. And you know what? Not me. You know, I definitely do use squeeze pages, but check this out. I started to really look at a lot of my numbers and everything, because you have to know your numbers. And I decided that I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit. So I just happened to book an airline ticket because I'm getting ready to go to San Francisco, actually Vegas and San Francisco. And I was like, wait a second, what these airlines are doing, I can do the same damn thing to bring in buyer leads. Think about this, guys. Think about this. So how are we going to bring in 2,000 buyers? This is one of the ways that we're going to go ahead and do it. So people will click a Google ad, okay, so they type in rent-to-own homes Dayton, or rent-to-own, or homes for sale Dayton, whatever they type in, then there's an ad up at the top. They're going to be landed right here on this page, okay? Now here's when all the fun happens. Here's what happens. They've got these tabs up here at the right, up at the top right here. So they got all homes, bad credit homes, and cash-only homes. Now, the reason behind all this is because you've got retail buyers right here, you've got rent-to-own buyers right here, and then you've got all of your cash buyers right here. So they are going to self-select right into your list of what type of homes that they want. If they want rent-to-own homes, they're going to choose bad credit homes. If they want only cash homes, they're an investor and they're looking for cash homes. If they want all homes, they're probably going to be a retail buyer. It's just that simple. What they're going to go ahead and do is they're going to go ahead and choose their city of interest. Remember, this is all being dumped into my database as well. They're going to go ahead and choose their city of interest, number 1. They're going to get their city of interest, number 2, their bedrooms and baths that they're looking for, and they're going to click search now. I know what every single person on the line is saying right now. Okay? Everybody's saying, well, John, you didn't get their name and their email address. You didn't get it. Damn you. How in the world do you know how do you even start marketing to them? How do you know? Well, guys, here's what we're going to do. Here's exactly what we're going to do. They're going to go ahead and click search, and you're absolutely right. I do not have their email address. I do not have their phone number. I don't even know their name at this point. You know what? I could care less. I can absolutely care less. Okay, so what's going to happen is as soon as they click search, there's going to be a little, kind of like whenever you go to Priceline.com or something like that, and there's like it's searching for flights, it's going to be doing the same exact thing, but it's searching for homes. Okay, and it's going to be searching for the homes that they actually have right here, whichever their criteria is. It's going to be searching for them homes. Then what's going to